On approaching the vehicle, check wipers are secure and the rubber blades are intact. Check that the operator's license is present and in date. Check the step is clear of any trip hazards. Also check the handrails are secure. Make sure that the VCR is present and matches your vehicle via the bonnet number. Check vehicle height information notice is in place and make a mental note of this measurement. When first getting into the cab, make sure that the handbrake is on and the bus is in neutral. Check that all dashboard lights come on when you turn on the vehicle and that they go out after a few seconds. Then you can start the bus. Check the power steering is working by putting pressure onto the steering wheel when you start the engine. Turn on all the lights, both interior and exterior. Check the air pressure gauges are working and do not move the vehicle if it has low air pressure. Now to check the interior of the bus. Check panels are intact, including advertising panels, and check all areas for offensive graffiti. Check all doors and exits by opening and closing them and also making sure that the light does come on when open. Check grab rails, bars and handles to ensure they are secure. Check the location of the fire extinguisher and ensure that the needle is in the green section. Check the floor coverings are intact, clean and free from trip hazards. Check the seats are clean, undamaged and the seat structure is secure. Check all internal mirrors are secure. Check the contact-sensitive edges on the doors to ensure that the doors reopen on contact. Do this by using a rolled-up newspaper. Do not use body parts. Check the seats are clean, undamaged, and the seat structure is secure. Check that windows can open and close. Check all bells are intact and in working order, including all accessibility bells. Check emergency signage is in place, legible and correct, and check the button safety seal is intact. Checking the bell for the wheelchair user is working. Check stair coverings are intact, clean and free from any trip hazards. Check grab rails, bars and handles to ensure that they are secure. Then for the upper deck, exactly the same that we did on the lower deck. Check all bells are intact and in working order. Check panels are intact, including any advertising panels. And check the floor coverings are intact, clean and free from any trip hazards. Check the seats are clean, undamaged and the seat structure is secure. And both in the lower saloon and upper deck, check interior lighting on the stairs and the ceiling. Check that windows can open and close. We generally find that it is easier on your first use inspection to go up one side of the bus and down on the other side. This way you won't miss out anything. Check emergency signage is in place, legible and correct, and check the button safety seal is intact. Check the internal mirrors are secure and positioned to view the saloon in order to monitor passenger safety. Check that the wipers operate and the washers and screen wash are working and angled correctly. Make sure that all the exterior lights are switched on from the driver's cab and check the following. Headlights operate main and dip beam. Indicators operate left and right. Hazard warning lights. Brake lights and reversing lights. Check by using a reflective surface viewed in your mirror or with the help of a colleague. Check that the reversing alarm is working. Check that the horn is working. Check the suspension of the bus by lowering the bus and then raising it up again. Check that the assault alarm is working. Check all doors are opening and closing and listening out for any air leaks. Check to make sure that your ramp is in working order. Check your ETM and iBus are secure and working. Check to ensure the demisters are working efficiently with air blowing through the vents. Check that the cameras are working and secure. Check that your destination blinds are working and set to not in service before you leave the depot. Check external mirrors and ensure mirrors and mirror arms are secure. Check all tires to make sure they are fully inflated and for tread depth, punctures and general condition. Use a torch to ensure clear visibility. Check the sidewall of all tires for wear and bulges and any sign of metal starting to show through. Check all wheel nut pointers are fitted and each wheel has 2 pro locks fitted. If red pointers are fitted or the wheel pointers are dirty, mark it on the VCR. When you get to the rear tire, check the hub for signs of oil leakage. Check the trim on the back doors to make sure there are no trip hazards. Check that the wheelchair button is working. You check the rear tire exactly as you check the front one, except you check the hub for any signs of oil leaks. When checking the exterior of a bus, you need to check that all exterior paneling for damage, including advertising panels, at the rear of the bus, we're looking for damage. We're checking the number plate is there, clean, and the lights are working. You check the engine compartment is securely closed. We step back, have a look underneath the bus for excessive emissions as well as any oil leaks. We check the coolant level and we also check the emergency engine stop. Check all access flaps and lockers are secure and identification signage is in place. Make sure that the fuel cap or diesel cap is securely closed. Check external mirrors and ensure mirrors and mirror arms are secure. Ensure that the screen wash compartment is closed. And before you depart from the garage, please ensure that you do remove your high-vis vest. Check the driver's seat to make sure it is clean and secure and can be adjusted up and down, forward and backwards, and that the steering wheel column can be adjusted. And just before we leave the depot, we do a rolling brake test, make sure the brakes are working. And after that, you will check the speedometer when you leave the garage.